Okay, here's a second attempt at making a video. Similarities, differences of JK Rubicon carriers and TJ Rubicon carriers. That being the front of a TJ Rubicon, that being the rear, that being the front of a JK Rubicon. And those are pretty much identical. The TJ Rubicon is completely different. Some call it the Achilles heel, because it uses limited slip gears inside the carrier. So without it being locked, basically taking the bladder away out of the air pump or air bladder out of the way, air bladder out of the way the equation, it's pretty much going to act very similar to a limited slip. I've gone ahead and taken the liberty of removing a couple of these bolts, only because to speed up the process of the video. And also I made a mistake, which I ended up having to weld a nut onto a screw. I'll show you later on. These were in there with some Loctite. My thoughts was that somebody's already been inside this carrier before, and I can show you where. So here we go. Again, very similar, tear down. Once you get your carrier bearings off, you can take air bladder. Oh, one thing I've noticed, some guys say, oh, you gotta bend these tabs down so it's flat, so you can get a bearing puller. I use the Yukon clamshell type bearing puller. Oddly enough, I was able, I sacrificed the carrier bearings anyways, because I'm going to put new ones on. Oddly enough, I was able to squeeze this on with just one, believe it or not. I can't remember how I did it, but anyways, I was able to pull the bearings off without having to bend these guys down at all. So one less step to try to straighten that out, and also even potentially breaking it, because these you are not going to find right now, only in used. They're getting very hard to find. Crown Automotive no longer makes them. So here we go. Again, pop this off. Again, I've already been in this carrier a bit. Here's the T50 Torx bits. There's 8 of them. So take this guy off. This just slides right up. Pumps out. A couple of washers in here. I'm going to leave them for now. So I'm going to put this carrier right back together after the video. Again, same type funky looking spring. D10 type washer. A couple of washers I think on this one too. Maybe not. That's different. For those that don't know, this is basically how a marker would work. Air bladder would push on this, locking both the outer carrier and this output shaft, this side, so that both axle shafts spin at the same time. Okay, so here's where I goofed up. And again, I think someone's been in here, because I don't know if you can see. Well, it looks like somebody put a cutoff wheel to put a groove in this kind of Allen flathead, because these were in there to the point where I stripped the head off of this one, and I had to weld a nut, put a little bit of heat, and it came out. Luckily it came out. So I'm gonna have to go to a hardware store and get a new one. Shame on me, but hey, c'est la vie. should have got my Milwaukee 3/8 out for this. But that's all right. You guys can sit there and watch me. All right. Bring the keys off. Oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. Two came out. Three. Looks like this. Some of these are a pain in the balls. Probably so much schmutz in there. Oh. No, looks like all four of them gotta come out. There it is. All right. Now, voila. There's the carrier. Helical gears. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's that guy. My hands are gross. What? There you have it. Another paper towel. So they're completely different. Front carrier, JK Rubicon. Rear carrier, JK Rubicon. Rear carrier, TJ Rubicon. Hope this helped kind of anybody questioning the differences.